Yo, what is going on, guys? Jordy back with another T3 video. So last night the game went through maintenance and we did get the patch notes. Today we're going to read through it just like we do with all the other patch note videos, kind of see what they changed, what's going on with the game, what did they bring to the game, and just kind of go over all the balance changes as well, because there is quite a few balance changes and actually some really good ones in here. So let's go through this real fast, and also expect a triple upload today. It's going to be this video, the Skatey skin, the modern visitor skin, the newest lucky draw that came with this sort of maintenance and this update, which this would be like the mid-season update. And then also day 3 of the creator showdown. That'll be uploaded later as well. So definitely go check out day 1 if you haven't. But all 3 of those videos will be up today. So just kind of expect a ton of content coming y'all's way. But let's jump into the patch notes, because there is quite a few stuff in here that we want to go over. So obviously we went through maintenance last night. It is over. So, just this is pretty much like a normal paragraph that is always there. But there is a ton of hero changes that we are going to get over in a minute. We'll go over that at the end. But for the other stuff, they added some new features. So we do have these new stickers in the game. These are going to be like a sort of a holo poster. They basically pop up over your head whenever you do things. Or you can treat them also just as holo posters. They'll still pop up over your head as opposed to actually like placing like a holo poster. And it's just, to kind of show a little bit more of an expression. They're actually called dynamic expressions. But I think the coolest thing with this is you can actually have these pop up, and you can pick which one to have pop up whenever you defeat an opponent, which is really cool. And also like at the match start, if you guys win, or if you're taking match point, there's a bunch of different things that kind of pop up over your head. And I think it's actually really cool. It adds just like a little bit of flair, and it's like customized to the player, so you can everyone can have like a different defeat opponent's little sticker to pop up. That's really cool. Me personally, I'm gonna go with the little thumbs up one whenever I kill someone. But there's also a bunch of these that you can actually unlock on the Hall of Fame, so definitely go over there. They kind of change the Hall of Fame a little bit, but so definitely check those out. Unlock all the ones that you're missing. I think there's like 4 of them on there, but these are really cool. It's just a cool little way to have more expression in the game. As far as some of the other stuff, they did update the quick chat system. So normally it would be like your holo poster and then a couple of sayings that you could say. Now you have a lot more options. Need healing, your ult is charging, but then you can also have attack, regroup, thanks, nice, hello, watch the objective. There's just a ton more of customization that you can do. So that's really cool. Definitely be checking that out. It is a little different how you have to click the button and kind of pick which one you want. So just depending on, how you actually do those communication tactics, for if you don't have comms or anything like that, it's just more options. So it's a cool little quality of life change to make this just a little bit more custom as well. As far as some of the other stuff, this is some mode optimizations. So free for all, the mode respawn time is reduced to 5 seconds. And the match time is reduced to 6 minutes. So just faster free-for-all matches. You're going to be spawning faster as well. In multiple rounds of payload escort, added a countdown distance reminder, before the final position of the first round if players did not reach the end point. So just more of a timer, more ways to show kind of where you are. This would be like a countdown distance thing. Optimize single round control mode UI removes score display. Just more different optimizations. Private games, AI configuration, robots added by players in the lobby will prioritize and lock the corresponding heroes displayed in their portraits after entering a match. This is something that I've actually seen kind of go around, where people wanted to be able to pick who they're playing against if they're playing private matches against, say, bots. And so that's actually kind of a cool change. It wasn't necessarily something we were asking for, but it is cool of a change, so you can maybe potentially practice against certain heroes if you don't have any friends on, or whatever the case may be. So just a couple of little optimizations here and there. Ranked optimizations is kind of a big one. So the interface was changed to for a clear display of players' rank, season information, and features. Added ranked store interface. Players can directly enter from the ranked interface, and the features will briefly introduce the exclusive rewards and new content in the ranked store for the season. So we'll probably see this more in effect once the next season starts, but it is still kind of a cool thing to optimize. But this is the big one right here. So rank rule optimizations. 4 players and 5 player pre-made teams are not prohibited from entering matchmaking. So basically, you can only go into ranked mode with a max of 3 stacking a team. So like I have me, my 2 other friends, and then say our 4th friend wants to play. Well, we can't play ranked mode. So no more 5 stacking in ranked mode. No more 4 stacking in ranked mode. However, I did confirm with Gordo that you can still 5 and 4 stack in just casual control or casual payload. That's totally fine. This is strictly for ranked mode. The highest stack you can go in now is a 3 stack. So it just makes it a little more fair. I know this was a big reason why a lot of people stopped playing ranked mode, or in general just stopped playing the game, is because if there was a very skilled 5 stack in the queue, they basically wouldn't lose. And once they do lose, that's 5. They would just leave queue and go play something else, which is just taking 5 players away from actually getting those queue times down. So this is a really, really big change. It makes ranked a little more fair, in my opinion, because you could just solo queue into ranked against a 5 stack team, and you would just automatically lose. So this is a very big and very good change, in my opinion. As for the Hall of Fame changes, adjusted some rewards to improve the new player experience, like I said, and they kind of adjusted some of the requirements for unlocking ranked and whatnot. So nothing too crazy there, but it's something. And then some system optimizations. So game log data, adjusted survivability statistics to include shield ability and summoned unit damage taken. So like Johnny's little grenade dude or like Syndry's turret, stuff like that. Added statistics for healing other shields during the end game match thing. So basically all the little stuff that pops up to determine MVP or if you get golds or anything like that, all of those were kind of adjusted, and they added some things to better show kind of what you did in those games. So it's pretty cool change. Optimized notification display rules for more concise interface display. I don't really know exactly what that means, but hey, cool. Optimize the initial select hero. The selection interface will prioritize the hero displayed in the lobby. So say you have OSOS selected in your main screen and your main menu, and you go into a match, OSOS will automatically be selected. So you can just click select rather than having to find OSOS, click him, and then click select. So it prioritizes who you have equipped in the main lobby, which is cool. The one thing that I actually didn't like is this. So after, basically what this is saying right here is after you finish a match, say I go in with OSOS and I'm getting hard countered, whatever the case may be. And so I decided to switch to like, I don't know, Gloria or something. And then I'm played Gloria through the end of the match. Now Gloria will be my main hero in the main menu. And not that that's a big deal. I kind of mentioned this in the arena news whenever I reacted to the arena news. When they said that, I was like, I'm not really a big fan of that because it switches your hero in the main lobby to that hero. And just someone who has like a visual thing, I would rather just always have my favorite hero equipped in the main screen rather than the game prioritizing and switching for me to whatever hero I've recently just played. Just me personally, I don't really like this change, but it is kind of cool, I guess. Your main menu is always going to be rotating depending on who you last played, but for me, not really a big fan of that. I would rather just always have like OSOS equipped because he's my favorite and I want to see what he looks like. But just a small little thing. And then fixes to combat cheats and exploits. So that's actually really good. Basically, they're fixing cheats and exploits. And then various UI and sound effect customizations. So if you do want to check out all of this section of the patch notes, it is in the description. But the hero balancing is the biggest thing. They did a ton. They balanced 10 different heroes, whether it be nerfs, buffs, or adjustments. 10 different heroes. Actually, it might be more because the adjustments might have added a couple. But basically, they changed a bunch of heroes. And they did say that they're going forward. Any big updates, so either a new season or a mid-season, those are going to bring balance changes. Every single big update. So that is really good. Just a constant refresh of the meta. If something is overperforming, they're going to adjust. And we won't have to wait super long time like we had to wait in, say, Season 5, for instance. So we're gonna start with nerfs. So GATLYN did get nerfed, hence the thumbnail. You guys all know that GATLYN was insane, and they did kind of do some things. So her first active ability, or Uber Charge, a single bullet damage went from 540 to 504, so less damage. Her first ability, Uber Charge, it basically has a wider spread. So instead of it being like that tight, narrow laser beam, it now has a wider spread, and it actually does feel a lot different. She can no longer kill as consistent from a super long distance. So basically her bullet spread was increased. And then her second ability, the second ability's cooldown, or I'm sorry, duration went from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. So she's no longer shooting for 6 seconds once she activates her little extra second ability. It's only 5 seconds. This section right here basically says that it removed the infinite ammo and instead just increases all the way back up to full capacity. So that's actually a really good change. And then the second ability, again, the cooldown went from 12 seconds to 14 seconds. So you can't really like cycle like infinitely anymore. So this is a super big change. I actually wanted that. That was like what I was like, yes, they need to increase the cooldown of that second ability. That way you can't constantly have that infinite ammo, that infinite loop. And they did even more than that. So that is a really awesome change. I'm really happy about that. And then the second active ability, the ability effect infinite ammo. Yeah, infinite ammo no longer is a thing. So, and then restores 200 bullets if she's in her like hip fire mode. And if you activate it when she's in her Uber Charge mode, it restores 100 bullets. So like I said previously, it takes away the infinite ammo and basically just caps out where she's like whatever mode she's in. It'll just completely reload her gun. So very, very big changes. I did play with GATLYN a little bit last night, and she does not feel nearly as strong. So definitely awesome here. Nerfs to Jabali. Basically his barrier has lower health. With his like all the way to level 10, it was like 33,600, and now it's like 30,400 or something like that. So it did come down a small amount, but still a pretty big nerf, because now you kind of have to adjust a little bit on the fly and kind of play a little smarter with his barriers. Other than that, that's the only change that happened to Jabali. Johnny Jet, his main weapon was reduced. His damage of his main weapon was reduced right here from 960 to 720. His first active ability, or his puddles, the cooldown went from 7 seconds to 8 seconds, so that is a nerf. And then his turret, his little spray can turret, instead of it doing 600 damage per second, it now does 480 per second. So damage nerfs and cooldown increases, all around a nerf to Johnny. I don't know if this was needed, but maybe. But yeah, that's unfortunate because Johnny's actually really fun. So, but yes, that is a nerf to Johnny for sure. Vincent basically got his health reduced and his overall base shield reduced. And then also his cloak time of Master Disguise went from 4 seconds to 3 seconds. So he's not going to be cloaked for nearly as long. He has less health and less overshield. So big nerf to Vincent there. Syndry, this was kind of surprising, to be honest, but Syndry, she can no longer heal herself. This was 200 per second. Now it is 0 per second. So she can no longer self-heal. Her Rage Ball HP went from 4,800 to 4,200. So that's a pretty big nerf. And then her Rage Ball damage per second went from 600 to 480 per second. So her Rage Ball is not going to be doing nearly as much damage. It's not going to have nearly as much health, and she can't self-heal. So one nerf with Syndry and then another nerf with Syndry. So that's pretty rough. But those are all of the nerfs. These are all of the buffs to the game. So I think this is going to be pretty interesting. So Chemist did get actually pretty big, pretty significant buffs. Her ammo went from 8 to 10. Her single shot HP healed is now kind of reduced, but that is okay. 960 down to 840. However, her new her shots happen faster, so there's that. But her first ability, when you actually activate it, heals teammates and self upon hit, Now it says heals self upon activation, heals teammates upon hit. So basically what that means is when you activated her first ability and you shot that just like blast of burst healing, you would have to like stand in it in order for you to be healing it with it as well. Now you can just shoot it from afar and, you know, splash some health onto like a point, and it will automatically like heal you upon activation. So you don't have to necessarily be up in the fight anymore. You can kind of stand back a little bit. So she has a little bit of self-healing with an activation, a little different than how she used to be with DPS Chemist, but that is actually a pretty awesome change. And then her second ability, so her life blocking cannon, one, it has a bigger AoE effect from 240 to 840. That is huge. And then on top of that, both the AoE damage and life blocking effects can penetrate barriers. So you basically can just anti-heal through shields, and it has a wider area of effect to actually take effect. Chemist might be pretty good. I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'm gonna play with her a little bit and test her a little bit. But Chemist might actually be pretty good now because of the fact that you can anti-heal through shields, and she has more ammo. Yeah, it does a little bit of less healing, but it shoots faster, and she has a sort of pseudo self-healing mechanic to her now. She might be really good. We're gonna try her out. We're gonna test her. Victor. Okay, so I played with Victor last night because I wanted to see how this felt, and Victor feels good. Like scary good. Pair him with Neon, it's game over. Victor's crazy. His ammo went up from 4 to 6. That is significant. I don't know how much you guys realize how big that is. He basically can just chain everything a lot more consistently because of the fact if you have his passive, you activate an ability, he reloads his gun. So you're going like 6 shots, dash, do damage, 6 shots, dash, do damage, 6 shots, activate his little, you know, damage mitigation, back to 6 shots. Like, it's crazy. You almost never have to reload. Everything chains together really nicely. And then all of his ultimate is going to happen more consistently as well because they reduced the energy is required to actually activate the ultimate. So more stunning ultimates going out. And then also his second active ability, basically when he does his little spin thing, you can't interrupt it with manual fire. So if he was damage mitigating and you accidentally, you know, clicked or tapped your screen or whatever, and you did a manual fire, it would take him out of his damage mitigation. So that's no longer a thing. He will basically finish the entire animation. So pretty significant. Victor, go try Victor out. He feels really good right now. Kazuma did get a buff. Increased the ammo capacity of his main weapon from 6 to 8. And then also his second active ability when he just does his little like flying around and decreased the cooldown from 9 seconds to 7 seconds. So Kazuma's just gonna be flying around more and shooting more ammo. Pretty good actually. We were playing with him last night and it actually felt really good. Hua Ling is gonna be kind of like a flanker now in a way. Her invisibility when she activates her second active was increased from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. So she's going to be invisible for a lot longer. And while she's invisible, she gets a 20% speed boost. So you basically backflip. You're going to be invisible for 2 more seconds and zipping around at 20% extra movement speed. This is a pretty cool change. I think this is going to help Hua Ling quite a bit. And like I said, she might end up being a little bit of a flanker, a little bit, just a little bit. Christina, they increased her explosion range from 2 meters, to 3.5 meters. So bigger blast radius. The weapon hit collision range from 0.25 meters to 0.35 meters. So that's also really good. Just more collision range. And then damage. I can never say this word, so I'm just going to skip it. 87.5% damage from 1 meter to 2 meters is now 43% damage from 1 meter to 2 meters. I'm dyslexic and can't read very well, so I'm just going to say that that's a buff. Good job with Christina. But I did play her last night, and she did feel more consistent. So definitely expect just more consistency from her. As far as Gloria is concerned, Gloria is actually crazy. So she got an HP buff, and then her rifle, so when she's actually like aimed down sights, got a damage buff. She feels really good. Like, actually really, really strong. Definitely be playing Gloria right now. I feel like she's going to be one of, if not the best damage dealer. You have the shotgun up close. You have a super damaged assault rifle from afar. And she has a health bump. It's good. Good changes all around. This was really cool. She might even be the new GATLYN. Who knows? As for some other stuff, these are just some adjustments to heroes. So basically, Iris's weapon, the hit rate was optimized to automatically shoot, or when you have auto fire. It was just optimized in slightly. So instead of like auto firing and not actually hitting the target, it's actually going to be a little bit more pinpoint accurate when the auto fire kicks in. Basically, like it says right here, making her bullets easier to hit. Mark, this was a huge change. I think Mark is going to be really strong. When he activates his ultimate, when he activates his ult and it scans everyone kind of in an area and you can see them through walls, that also gives like your teammates the ability to see through walls now, even if Mark dies during his ultimate. As long as he activates it, boom, he scans and your entire team can see all the people he hits with his scan. So I think that's really cool. There was actually a couple of moments last night when we were testing this, and it actually came in clutch where we had a Mark on the team, he scanned, and we saw that they were flanking from the right or left, and we, adjusted accordingly and actually were ready for the fight. So it's basically just like a giant, like, hunter grenade now, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think Mark is just strong in and of himself, and now also be able to have just like a portable UAV for your team. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff there. And then finally, Aletta. Aletta feels so good. So good. Her damage with her main guns went from 144 to 288. So basically it doubled. However, the fire rate was reduced and her ammo capacity was cut in half. So double the damage, half the fire rate, and half the ammo. Now you might be saying, well, that's just going to do the same exact damage. Yes, but I feel like it just plays better. Like, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, having those less shots kind of works better with her kit. It, like, the timing of everything when you're dashing and then shooting those two double little pistols and then dashing again, just all the timing of it just fits better. She feels really good. I actually was playing Aletta last night, and I gotta say, Aletta is a very, very strong contender right now for the best flanker in the game. She is really good. I really, really like that change. Super, super good change all around. I think all of these changes were really awesome. I'm especially excited about this GATLYN change. So definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But I'll talk to you guys next time. I do have a couple of other videos coming out today, like I said, so definitely stay tuned for it. But great changes all around. I'm super excited with this patch notes, and I can't wait to see kind of what the future holds, what they're going to do next, what the meta is going to shape up to be. We're going to be paying attention to all of that stuff within the next week or so, and then I will be doing an updated mid-season tier list. So stay tuned for it. We're going to do one video of every single hero in the game, and we're just going to go through all the tier list things and where I would put them, where I would rank them. But it's definitely changed since my last tier list video. So stay tuned for it. I'll talk to you guys next time. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for daily T3 content. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, peace out, guys.